Well, well, this one should be interesting. So this one's going to be a little bit different than this one's going to be a little bit different than the norm. As you can see, these tiers are looking a little bit more fancy. You probably noticed that the S tier seems to be like the worst tier out of all of them. Let's say bottom tier is, they're not a problem to deal with, and then top tier is like, it's a struggle. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. If it don't make sense, then too bad. Now that I got this guy up here, let's just rank him by putting him in the key holder. He's no issue to deal with here. He just chases you around, pretty slow. They die in one hit. They appear in like every single level. They're like the average enemy. And it makes sense for him to be in key holder, or D tier. Next up is the fly. They go through walls, unlike the bats here, and they do not chase you. They just go in like this kind of pattern. Their speed is a bit weird. They're no problem to deal with at all. They're a little bit annoying at times, especially when there's the swarm of flies. But I'd probably put them in key holder. Beetle. Never really heard the Beatles before, so don't sue me for that. Key holder. This is probably like the easiest enemy to take out in the entire game. Just slowly walks on walls, minds his own business, kills in one hit. Yeah, it's probably the most simple, easy enemy to avoid in the entire game. Well, it's the one we've all been waiting for. The most infamous enemy in the entire game. The frog. I'm quite offended that the frog of all enemies is what people hate so much. Just kidding. I'd put him in bullet waster, to be honest. I don't really have much of an issue with the frogs. No frog bias here. I'm just straight up telling you. It gets killed in one hit. Its pattern is a bit predictable once you've played the game as long as I have, I guess. There's only like a couple positions the frog can be at where I'd say he causes a problem. In hard mode, but easy mode, there's no problem at all. But there's times where the frog messes me up. It's no big deal to get rid of the frog here. He does waste bullets at times, which is why he's in the bullet waster tier. Spider. I might also have to put key holder in this one. He's very easy to see coming. He just sits there, waits for you to be underneath, and he falls. No chasing you at all. At this point, since I've played this game so much, it is very easy to take care of these spiders. In fact, you know what? They are definitely key holder because they are like the second easiest enemy for me to take care of. Demon. Sometimes the amount of health this thing has can maybe be a problem sometimes. It's just like the bird chases you around a little bit slower, but way more health. It's the first enemy that appears after the second level, because there are certain enemies that don't appear until the second level. It sometimes can just be an inconvenience because of its health. It can maybe sometimes just, there could be too much going on, like let's say a bird's chasing you from the left and this guy's coming from the right. There's flies going on, maybe frogs are jumping. That's like the only reason. I'm kind of making an excuse here not to pile up everybody in the key holder. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the first boss. First boss is okay, so this one, okay. I didn't think this through. Let me get the scissors off my desk. I did not think this through. I can't just put all the bosses on the top and the enemies in the bottom, right? I'd put the first boss at a bullet waster. Simple patterns. His shots are very easy to avoid, but if he was in hard mode, Spider, I would put him in run killer. This guy's brutal in hard mode. More brutal than any other boss. Next we got his little babies that he poops out. These guys are definitely key holders. All they do is just run around on the floor. You can either just shoot them or spin jump on them, which is way harder to do, but you can. And that's it. Next up is the, I don't know what this thing is. It always makes me think of like a squid or an octopus. I don't know why. They're definitely gem givers because the way they move sometimes is annoying when there's especially so many of them. Sometimes can be a little bit more tricky to avoid not getting hit by, and sometimes you do miss a few shots. I'll just leave him a gem giver. We got the wizard. Wizard is probably a bullet waster. He shoots out magical balls at you. They move pretty slow. He has 4 health like the demon here. He's stationary. He's only up here because of the positions the game puts him in can be a pretty big obstacle sometimes. He's definitely a bigger deal than the frogs to me. I don't know if he's like really like too bad. And we got the floating wizards, who I believe only appear in the 3rd level of Zone 2. They shoot 3 balls at the same time, though they take absolutely forever to release them. When they do shoot those balls, that becomes a bit of a problem when there's other balls getting shot at you. This is the most weird thing I've ever had to say in my entire life. I apologize. Now our HP taker. First one, the ghost. I hate this thing. It just appears right in front of you when you get like a second to react before it hits you, and it chases you, but the further away you get to it, the faster it moves, and it takes forever for it to disappear. You cannot use spin jump on this thing for some reason, so you have to shoot it. It can hit you really easily if you don't see it coming. And these guys can just be everywhere at one point. We got Nightmare from Kirby's Adventure. He might be easier than the spider. At least he is in the hard mode. He just shoots, once again, 2 balls, and they stay in place after they're airborne for a second, and he just goes like whoop, 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 whoop. I'll put him on the top of Bullet Waster. Now we got the Drill Head. Drill Head is definitely a gem giver. They do not climb walls, they do not really chase you, they just walk in back and forth like these things. But they move faster when you're on the same platform as them. You cannot spin jump them from above, so you have to shoot them. Though there are times where you can barely just nick them from the bottom. You know, nothing crazy by any means. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the first run killer, the Flameheads. These guys suck. Those flames, they just shoot it at random. Sometimes the flames go further than the flame before. Sometimes these guys never shoot. They turn around to be constantly facing you. They take 3 hits to die. They are positioned exactly where frogs would be positioned. So there are certain layouts where these guys are nearly impossible to avoid not getting hit by if you have the default gun. These guys are the reason why Zone 3 is a difficult zone to get past, mostly. The other reason why it's difficult to get past are these guys. These dudes are like the spiders in a way. Well, they represent the spiders in Zone 3 because they slowly descend, and they have 4 HP, so they take 4 shots to get killed. And there is a pattern in the game where these guys are so close to the floor where you're almost forced to have to use your spin jump to kill them, unless you have a gun that shoots vertically. But most of the time, it's impossible to do that if you don't have double spin or extra spin. And there's another pattern where there's like 3 spiders in a row, if you know what I mean. And there's like 3 of these guys in a row. And at times that can end a run, though it can at least take some of your health away. So these guys are no fun at all. You got these things. These things are Beetles Plus, because these guys have 6 hits to die. I'd like to put them in Bullet Waster because that's straight up what they are, but they're also super easy to avoid. They're not a problem to deal with. They're Bullet Wasters, but they are just no issue of avoiding or taking out. If you want to take them out, you're going to waste your bullets, but you can just easily ignore them. And we got the Demon from Hell. This thing is Bullet Waster. It moves in a very predictable pattern of just your DVD screen, but sometimes it can corner you. It's surprisingly, it can be a difficult obstacle when you're stuck in narrow places. It does mess you up sometimes, though it's not like anything like this guy who's way worse. And yeah, you know, it's whatever. We got the third boss. Third boss is a bit tricky. I'll put him in HP Taker. He moves left to right, and then if you're below him, he'll stop and drop his spikes down and possibly trap you, force you to get hit by his shooting balls. I'm sorry guys, this sucks. Once that is done, he releases his spikes back up and he starts moving left to right again, and then does the same thing, but only this time his head goes to the bottom, and then his balls start going in a spiral pattern until it makes a full circle, and then this cycle continues until his health reaches 2/5 of the way through, or maybe halfway through. He turns into this, and then he's doing the same pattern of moving left to right, and then eventually he'll stop and shoot these balls at you. This pattern I would put at Bullet Waster. He takes more damage, I think, or he just has less health in this form, and the patterns are extremely easy to dodge. We're at the final stretch here, guys. We're getting close to being done. Yay! The Knight. I'll put him at Gem Giver. He has 5 hits to die, and he's pretty much drill head, but easier. He walks probably slower when you're not in sight and once you're on level with this guy, and only if he's facing you, he'll sprint at you really fast and slash his sword at you. And that's why he's easier than the drill heads. And you can also spin dash on this guy's head, unlike the drill head. Now we got the archers. Definitely HP takers. These guys are also frog representers. They are positioned in the same places as the frogs. They have 3 hits, just like the flame heads. You can spin jump on their heads, even though that spike on Pump's head says otherwise, but don't listen to that. They'll shoot their arrows at you from a distance if you're below them or across from them. These guys have 2 different patterns, which sucks. I am debating if they are run killers or not. You know what? Let me put him in run killer. This guy sucks, dude. Especially when there's like 2 of them. Ugh. And we got the Gargantuar. These guys are definitely bullet wasters. They have so much health. I don't even know how much. Way too much. These guys are the definition of a bullet waster. They have so much health. They move extremely slow. They'll shoot a sword beam at you. Well, they're not really going for you. They just shoot it after like 5 seconds. And that's it. They're just bullet wasters. Now we got the final boss. I'd probably put him in run killer. He's extremely high up. His eye, of course. You have to double jump to hit him. And if you have default gun, you're kind of screwed here. Or really any gun that only shoots horizontally. And he'll attack with his long arms. They'll try to hit you. But those arms are really what makes him possible to beat with a gun such as default gun. Because if you're spin jumping, you'll just be in between his arm and his eye, just rapidly collecting damage. Though he has so much health, it's still doing that is a slow process. He has trickier attack patterns which are pretty tight to avoid without taking damage, and his second phase only amps up the difficulty slightly, so that's why I did not include a second form for this guy. And he also poops out these little things too. Oh, and this is a key holder. I'll now show you my list, my ranking of the bosses alone. Well, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed. I know I did. What tier list would you like to see next? Would you want something that's related to other games, or maybe another Tower Fortress thingy? Whatever it is, let me know in the comments. Because that's what they're for. Alright, I'm gonna go now. Have a nice day.